In the first two games, we did a much better job offensively, getting the ball in the middle and making shots and attacking the basket and coming away with some things. I think today we, I don't think our defense maybe was particularly great, but I thought, our offense kind of hurt overall. Our execution was a little bit poor, and when it came down at times to just kind of, drawing a foul or making, something relatively easy inside, we came up short, and as a result, Windsor got out in transition and hurt us in transition. So the fact we, couldn't make some shots and struggle a bit offensively, it put Windsor into transition offense, and that hurt our defense for sure. Our main two guys there in the scoring options in the second quarter got into foul trouble, in Omar and Marco, and at that point we usually will sit guys with 2 fouls and try to weather the storm and try to get into halftime with something manageable so we don't get them into more foul trouble, and felt that we've done that basically all season, and we went with that in the second quarter. I think sometimes during the course of this year too, people forget that we're a relatively young team, and we got our core of guys coming back and returning, and hopefully we'll add a few guys that will help us as well. So I think the future looks good. It doesn't help us deal with today at all in any respect, but you mentioned Jedson. Obviously Jedson, just an outstanding human being in our program, and somebody who put immense work in and put the time in the off season and did everything we asked him to do, and outstanding student and community person here around Western as well. So that that's a big loss for us, and we know he's going to go on to bigger and better things and do outstanding things in his career. And obviously Henry was with us for a year and just got a little bit of a taste of him, and he graduates as well. And unfortunately Cam Morris, who couldn't be with us today, he just had knee surgery actually on both knees this past week, and he was at home watching, I'm sure, and passed on his best wishes before the game. So it's always disappointing when the season ends, and with those 3 guys, this is it for them. And and as a coach, I feel most for those guys. As a player, it's got to end at some point, and unfortunately, it ended for us today.
Well, it's been an honor, man. It's just such a prestigious program, and I'm happy to be a part of it. It's a brotherhood, and all the guys on my team are gonna be friends for life, and I have no regrets. I worked my ass off this whole 4-year trip, so just no regrets, and it was a great time. I've only done 4 years of eligibility, so I'm still looking around what I'm gonna do for my post-grad. So if that means coming back, maybe I could finesse 2 senior nights, but we'll see what it does. With my education comes first, though. I've always said that from the beginning. I'm not gonna do a 5th year just to do it. I want to make sure my education is right, and if it's gonna help me in the future, then I'll definitely play. There's no problem with that. So the next couple of months will tell.
Thankful to be playing for this university, for this program. I'm going to learn a lot of lessons that I'm going to take on for me for the rest of my life and for my professional career. I know the young guys coming back, they're going to work harder, and they're going to come big and better for next year. Just continue to finish out the rest of my professional master's in physical therapy. I got 1 more year left, and then from there, hopefully I can stay involved with the basketball community here at Western, or somewhere back home, close to home.
Nick's obviously a huge loss for us. He's dealing with some knee meniscus issues. He's going to have surgery in March, and losing him hurts. He's the second leading assist guy in the league and second in steals in the league, and a guy who gets people shots for us, and also does a nice job defensively for us as well. So we needed other guys to step up and give us contributions, but for sure he was a huge loss.
That's a big blow. He really runs our offense, and he's a pass-first point guard, one of the only pass-first guys on our team. So it really hurts not having him out there. A lot of guys don't get their looks, and our offense isn't flowing as well when he's not there. And also on the defensive end, he's a really good defender, and what a help to have him out there today.
He does a great job, especially facilitating offense, getting guys involved, especially in his defense, on-ball defense. We needed that tonight. With him, not being there today, I was able to try and get into the paint, but they did a good job of collapsing the paint, making me kicking out to my teammates.
He's obviously a very good player. I mean, he's a good passer, and he leads their team in rebounding. and you know, is a scoring option as soon as he crosses half court. So he's a huge focus, and he's their leader, an emotional leader, and you know, does a nice job defensively. So he's one of the better players in our league, and you know, he's a difficult guy to match up with, and you know, he not only hurt us today, sort of making shots and creating, but you know, also getting to the basket and getting into the paint and finding guys.
I think for me, I just try to make everything tough for him. You know, he tried to get into the paint. We want to stay down on him, especially on his shot fakes. It's a team effort, but definitely he did a good job today.
We knew it coming into this game. It's hard to play the same team 3 times. It's especially hard to win 3 games. We've been just like back and forth with them all year, so we knew this one was gonna be tough, and just unfortunately didn't go our way. I think this whole season was a big step forward. Before this season, like, we've had a couple down years, but I think this year we really got ourselves back into the talk of around the OUA. So I think next year it should be a step forward and just keep building. And we got some new pieces coming in, so I think it just should be up from here.
I believe like they could definitely go far. You have a lot of young guys, you know, a lot of up and coming guys. They definitely played a key role this year, going second in the West, and then you know, playing well today. So I feel like if they continue to work hard and then play within the system, I feel like, you know, they can definitely go far.
One thing we'll address when we meet as a team next week is, you know, we took a nice step forward this year, and how do we take another step forward next year? So that's going to mean, you know, a big off season for us. You know, we've got to use this game and the way that you felt as motivation, and how are we going to be better next year and not let this happen next year?